Hello beautiful people, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Happy New Year! This is the first video for 2022 and I'm very excited. 2021 was a crazy year for me, to be honest, and I feel like YouTube shadow banned me. I did not even get views. I was not getting views like that per se. But anyway, today I'm going to do makeup on this very beautiful soul over here. She's so pretty, oh my god. And before I do that, kindly subscribe, share your thoughts in the comment section down below. I'll be reading all of them. And if you like the video, give it a big thumbs up. With no further ado, let us go straight into the video. So first we're going to make sure her face is clean and ready for makeup, and then we're going to trim her eyebrows so it looks nice and pretty when we line and you know, fill in the eyebrows. So we're going to start off by lining using the Davis number 3 eye pencil. So start off by lining from the edge of the nose. That is where you should start lining the eyebrows from, and then you follow the exact shape of the eyebrow and use very little force. Make sure your eye pencil is sharp enough. On the upper side of the brow, leave a bit of space around the inner corner so the eyebrow appears a bit more natural. And then the curve on the upper side should start before the curve on the lower side. And then after that, we're going to use the Becca primer to brush through her eyebrows, just to make her natural eyebrows look more visible. And then after that, we're going to press it in, allow it to dry out completely before we start filling in. So for today, we're going to start off by drawing the hair-like structures around the inner corner. I am using the Zaron gel. This one is a black gel because we want to mimic her natural eyebrows as much as possible. And then again, use very little force while you're doing this. And then we're going to fill in around the outer corner. We're not going to fill in too much, filling in the areas where we feel like there is a space only, because we want her natural eyebrows to be visible after all this. And then after that, we're going to clean her eyebrows using a concealer that is 2 shades lighter than her skin tone. Her skin tone is a bit of a chocolate, very beautiful. And then we're going to start off from the middle, going towards the outer corner. Around the inner corner, we're going to use the product that is remaining on the brush, so we avoid having harsh lines around the inner corner of the brow. And then on the upper side, we're going to clean using a foundation that matches her skin tone. The next is a step you should never miss, especially when you're doing another person's makeup. Immediately after you're done cleaning the eyebrows, blend it in. Blend in the foundation on the upper side of the eyebrows onto the forehead, so it's easier for you to blend in when you're doing foundation later on. And the concealer down around the edge of the inner corner, outer corner. Make sure you blend it in completely so you avoid having harsh lines around those areas. And then after that, before we start doing eyeshadow, we're going to set her eyelids. I am using the LA Girl Pro concealer in the shade Fawn. I wanted a concealer that would brighten up her eyelids a bit before I start using eyeshadow. So just a tip when you're doing hooded eyelids, focus the transition on the outer corner. There are so many ways to doing it. I think let us just focus on this technique, and then the next one I'll show you how to do a different type of eyeshadow for hooded eyelids. So focus the transition on the outer corner. So the first transition on the outer corner going towards the curve of the eyebrow, and then we're going to blend that in with the second transition, which would be an earthly tone. And you see how high up the first transition is. That is exactly how you should be elongating the eye, making it creating an illusion of space on the eye area, sorry. And then after that, we're going to use an eyeshadow base, and we're going to use a tiny bit of it, very tiny, and we're just going to blend the area where we did not use the transition. And then after that, we're going to use a nude shade, and to apply the nude shade, trick is to use a fluffy brush so it is well blended. We don't want a lot of concentration of the eyeshadow on the inner corner, especially for hooded eyelids. For hooded eyelids, the focus should be mostly on the blend, a very smooth blend. That is what we are looking for. And then after that, we're going to apply a bit of a glitter. And for this, the trick when you're doing glitter, so it does not appear so much saturated or rather concentrated in just one area, After you apply the glitter glue, use a fluffy brush that is clean, that does not have any glue on it. Dip it onto the glitter and then just tap off the excess glitter on it, and then now you can use the remaining glitter on the eyes, and it is going to create a very, very smooth, you know, glitter look. Very smooth, not too chunky, not too concentrated, as you can see here. And then after that, we're going to do a black liner. We're not going to draw wing eye. For hooded eyelids, I do not recommend you do a wing eye per se. If you are going to do a wing eye, do a very, very slender wing eye. And then after that, we're going to apply our falsies. And even when it comes to falsies, understand your client's eyes first. Do not put very dramatic when they have hooded eyelids. Okay? Put something that is flattering. Even if it is Mink 3D, make sure the length is shorter, not the overly dramatic eyelashes. Something that is flattering to the eye. And then after that, we are going to do eyeliner on her waterline. If you're beginning to do makeup on other people, I would recommend you do this before you start applying foundation. You don't want to mess the blend of your foundation and concealer, you know, when you're doing this after. So moving on to the face, we're going to start off by doing the ordinary hyaluronic acid. For serums, especially if you're using vitamin C or hyaluronic acid, put it on the bare skin. Do not use moisturizer before the serum. Serum comes before the moisturizer. And then after that has set is when we're going to use moisturizer. We're using the Cerave moisturizer. This one has been infused with sunscreen in it, so you do not have to use sunscreen before moisturizer or mix any other thing inside, because it's both a moisturizer and a sunscreen in one. And all the products used on this tutorial will be on the description box, so kindly check the description box for all other products. And then next we're moving on to priming. We're going to prime using the Rimmel Stay Matte primer, focusing mostly on the T-zone areas or on the areas where oil is produced the most. So that would be around the forehead, going down to the nose, and sometimes around the lips and the smile lines. And then we're going to blend that in. For primer, as I always say, tap it in, tap 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 until it is all absorbed into the skin, and then again allow it to set first before you move on to foundation. And next we're just going to apply foundation using a brush, and again the technique is to tap it in. Do not drag your brush around. Tap 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 until it is all blended in, and avoid using fresh product around the under eye and the corners of the nose. Avoid applying foundation around those areas. When it comes to blending in the forehead, start off just above the eyebrows going up, so you avoid using too much product around the hairline. And make sure you blend in her neck as well. Make sure you blend in the neck. If your client has a hyperpigmentation, always match the foundation to the neck. When you're not sure about how to match foundation, match it to the neck always, because when it comes to the face, you can contour, you can highlight. If it is looking darker, you can highlight. If it is looking too light, you can contour. Like, you can move around when it comes to the face, but the neck is a very critical part, so always match foundation to the neck. Then after that, we're going to use a creamy blush just on the high points of her cheeks before we move on to highlighting. To highlight, we're using the very same concealer we used to clean her eyebrows. And firstly, we're going to put that around the inner corner and the outer corner of her eye, her under eye, sorry. And then we're going to blend it in before we move on to bridge of the nose and forehead. Avoid using too much product. That is another trick. And when it comes to blending in the concealer, I prefer using a beauty blender, a damp beauty blender. Squeeze out the excess water on the beauty blender first before you start blending. because that is the very same beauty blend I'm going to use when it comes to setting the concealer, and it works best that way. And when it comes to highlighting the forehead, highlight less with a bigger forehead, more with a smaller forehead, and please use very little product, because you're going to blend the concealer onto the forehead regardless. If you use too much product, that concealer is going to move all the way up. Avoid using too much product. And then to set, we're going to use the Maybelline finishing powder in the shade 355. This works well for chocolate to dark skin tones. I couldn't use such a buttercup setting powder because it's way too bright. There is another setting powder from what is it called? Laura Mercier for chocolate skin, and it works like magic. I do not have it now, that is why I'm using this. This one is another great alternative for chocolate to dark skin. And we're going to set all the areas we highlighted using a concealer. So next, for contour, doing a powder contour on her forehead. We're not going to contour the cheek area because I wanted to do a bronzer on the cheek area. I just wanted to warm up her face. The look I am doing for her today is going to reflect her personality, and her personality is young, fun, bubbly. That is exactly what I wanted to reflect on her makeup look today. So for her cheeks, we're just going to apply bronzer. Then for the nose contour, start off below the eyebrow going down. Make sure the line is as straight as possible, and the space between the two lines you're going to use for the two contour lines, sorry, should be the same from up going down. So start off by drawing the lines and then blend it in using a clean brush. On the upper side, blend that contour into the eyeshadow. Then after that, I'm just going to do a bit of glitter on the inner corner because I just wanted her eye look to pop, and then use a finishing powder for her whole face. Avoid using finishing powder on the areas where you set with a setting powder. Then after that, we're going to set the whole face. I am using a dewy setting spray. I love using a dewy setting spray because it just makes the whole look, you know, more skin-like, if it makes sense. And this is a highlighter I was introduced to very recently, and I love it. This is the Juvias loose highlighter. It is amazing. I think it is my favorite now. And then next for her lips, we're going to do a color that matches her eyeshadow. If you're not sure, you can just match the eyeshadow. Or if the eyeshadow is a bit dramatic, do a nude lip. If the eyeshadow is a bit more settled, do a bold lip. Like, you know, you can be creative when it comes to the lips, really. So we're going to start off with the black eyeliner and then apply I don't know which color this is. Is it violet? I don't know. I'm not very good when it comes to colors. Yeah. And then honestly, when you're doing a client's makeup, please use a brush to apply lipstick. Do not use the very same stick of the lipstick on every other client, especially right now. It's not hygienic. Use a brush always. And then yeah, I'm going to do a bit of pink on the lower lip, just on the lower lip only. Again, I wanted the whole look to reflect her personality. And then after that, we're going to do a bit of gloss on top. And yeah, that would be it really from me today. I hope you guys have learned something from this video. Happy new year, and I hope this new year brings a lot of joy, a lot of good memories, a lot of big opportunities for us all. And thank you so much for supporting me and the channel, and thank you for watching. That would be it from me today. I'll be seeing you in my next video. Bye.